Hi, kindergartners. I wanted to go over this song again and then show you some of the math activities in our folder today so that your families can work with you on them or you can do some of them by yourself. Our song is about 2D and 3D shapes, and we've talked a lot more about our 2D shapes, so I want you to pay attention to the 3D shapes that are in this song, like the cylinder, the cube, and the sphere. This wouldn't be a circle if we saw it in person because it would pop out. 2D shapes are flat, flat, flat. 3D are solid, they pop out. 2D triangle, circle, square. 3D cylinder, cube, and sphere. Attributes are size and shape, number of sides and vertices. So we are going to go into our math folder for today, which is week 5, day 3, September 10th. Very exciting. We're going to watch this Nearpod student paste shapes video together and answer some of these questions.
Hey kids, welcome to shape practice.
Whoa. What is one shape you already know? Think in those smart brains about some of the shapes that we have already practiced. One that comes to my mind is circle. So I'm going to type in circle, C-I-R-C-L-E. Remember when we learned the sound for the letter C, it says S and K, K and S. That's what I like about the word circle because the C makes both of its sounds, the S and the K. Circle. All right, I'm going to click on submit and it says, are you sure? And I am sure, so I'm going to press submit again and then click on continue playing.
Today we are going to learn about shapes. Let's take a look at some of these shapes. You may recognize some of these shapes, but others you may not know. Each shape has attributes that set them apart from other shapes. Learning these can help us know which shape is which. So let's take a closer look. Here we have a triangle. But what makes this shape a triangle? For a shape to be a triangle, it must have 3 sides and 3 angles. This shape has 1, 2, 3 sides. Okay, it has 3 sides, but does it have 3 angles? Well, the angle is where 2 straight sides join together. Sometimes the angles are called corners. We can see that this triangle has 1, 2, 3 angles. So this shape is a triangle because it has 3 sides and 3 angles.
I'm going to pause that for a second because the word that we use is vertices. Vertices is the point where the sides come together, and as you heard in this video, some people call them corners as well.
Now how about this shape?
It says a triangle must have 3 sides and 3 angles. Is that true, A, or false, B? I've already played this game, so my answer is right there. True.
It looks a lot like the other shape, but it's more squished. Is this still a triangle? Well, let's count the sides and angles and see what it is. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 sides, and 1, 2, 3 angles. 3 sides and 3 angles. That means that it is a triangle. Great job, guys. Okay, let's look at some more shapes. Now we're going to look at quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is any shape that has 4 sides and 4 angles. Many shapes can fit the attributes of a quadrilateral. Here are a couple quadrilaterals. Let's learn the names of these shapes. The first shape is called a square. The next shape is called a rectangle. What is this next shape? Great job! This is a square just like the other one. What is this last shape called? You got it! This is another rectangle.
The question it asks is how many angles does a quadrilateral have? 3, 4, or 5? And I picked 4. And this check mark means that I got it right. But you might just see that Mrs. Lewis answered some other questions and did not get them right. But did Mrs. Lewis cry? Goodness, no. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the next questions. But this one I got, so let's continue playing.
All of these shapes are quadrilaterals because they have 4 sides and 4 angles. Wow! These shapes have a lot of sides and angles. Let's count how many sides are on this shape. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many angles do you see? 5. It has 5 angles. A shape that has 5 sides and 5 angles is called a pentagon. There are so many different shapes that can make a pentagon. It's really awesome, guys. Go home and draw some. Now let's look at this shape here. It's another shape with a lot of sides and angles. How many sides and angles can you see? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles. Wow, that's a lot. A shape with 6 sides and 6 angles is called a hexagon.
6 sides and 6 vertices. That's how we'll talk about them in kindergarten.
You can draw all of these shapes by counting sides and angles.
Okay, let's see. What do we call a shape with 5 sides and 5 angles, or vertices? Let's see. Uh-oh, this says hexagon, triangle, pentagon. This answer was not correct, but that's okay. Pentagon is.
Great job again! You guys are awesome. But how are we going to remember all these shape names? We've learned so many. Let's make a list to help us remember everything we've learned. Here we have a triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, and a hexagon. Tri means 3. That's why a triangle has 3 sides and 3 angles. The word quad means 4. That's why a quadrilateral has 4 sides and 4 angles. Pent means 5, which is why a pentagon has 5 sides and 5 angles. And hex means 6, so it has 6 sides and 6 angles. Phew, that's a lot to remember.
You guys did awesome. So next we're going to go back into our math folder and we're going to scroll down. And here is that Nearpod that you can watch on your own if you want to, and you can try to answer the questions yourself. And then after you look at that again, you can go here where it says Do Dog Tangrams. I'm going to click on that and it brings me to all of these awesome slides. Now the first one shows me a dog and it already has the tangrams inside. But if I wanted to, I could also move them over and make them match. And if we go to the next slide, then we'll see that the tangrams are not already there. So if you would like to, you can move them over yourself. On the third slide, there is nothing there. So if you want, you can create your own picture. If you want to make a dog, you can make a dog. If you'd like to make something else, you may make something else. This slide helps us make a graph to show how many of each shape we used. Let's take a peek. I see a rhombus for the ears. Let's see, how many are there? One, two. One, two. Okay, and then I look back here and I see yellow hexagons. One, two, three. So I'm going to add one, two, and three. I might have to edit, copy, and paste it. So now I have three of them. Excellent. Let's see how many triangles we need. One, two. All right. One, two. Exciting. I don't see any squares to make a dog. How about trapezoids? Trapezoid is this red shape here. It looks kind of like a triangle that had one of its angles or vertices cut off. How many do we have in the dog? One, two. Okay, let's go down to our graph again. One, two. Now, which shape had the most? Looks like the hexagon. One, two, three. Which had the least? Well, we know that squares did because we didn't have any. We did have one of these. So let's see. Squares are the least. Hexagons are the most. There are three shapes with equal amounts. Looks like the triangle, the rhombus, and the trapezoid. So this is something that you can enjoy playing with on your own. Have fun with the Tangrams.